welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lourdes. I'm 22 years old and I'm just vlogging and sharing my day-to-day life. So come with me throughout my weekend and I hope you enjoy a little peek into my day-to-day activities. Let's get right into it. Happy Friday, happy 4th of July. I am at a red light currently, but I'm on my way to Sophie's house right now because she invited me over because her family's doing a little 4th of July celebration. And I was like, okay, why not? So I'm on my way there. I am currently listening to my ateez playlist, gearing up for the concert that's coming up in like 2 weeks-ish. So I'm getting my mind in ateez mode. Happy Saturday. So I am actually back with another little try on haul. I just got in the second half of this order from Cider. If you watched my video like 2 weeks ago, I tried on the first half of this order. I think they sent it in 2 parts because some of the things that I ordered here were actually on pre-order, so they had to wait to send them, but they've finally arrived. So let's try them on and see how they look. Okay, so the first thing I have are these jeans. They're like a very dark wash. I don't have any jeans like this. I also like the orange stitching and they're pretty long honestly, but these are the kind that you're meant to wear rolled up at the bottom. I've been really liking that style, so I saw these. And the second thing that I have is this top. It's super cute. It kind of cinches at the waist, so it's like tight at the waist and then loose on the top, kind of like a jersey style. I've been seeing tops like this a lot and I felt like they could look really good on my body type. First of all, I think the top is super cute. I don't know if I would wear it with these jeans. I don't think it looks bad with these jeans, but I don't know. Honestly, with like my boobs being bigger, it kind of just fills out the top more, so it doesn't give like the looser effect that it could, but I still feel like it looks super cute and it's just like a cute comfy top, a little different, a little, you know, something new. And then the jeans, they're like a mid-rise, which is new for me. I tend to wear more like high-rise just because I feel like that suits my body better, but I feel more comfortable wearing maybe a little bit of a lower rise than I'm used to. It's still like at my belly button, but you know. So the fit of these is like very much wide leg, loose, like you're not getting any body shape out of these. Hopefully you can see. I did roll up the bottom and it does look good rolled up. The only thing is that it tends to fall, so I was talking with my grandma to see if maybe we could just sew it a tiny bit to like keep them up. So yeah, both of these definitely get my stamp of approval. And I was definitely missing a pair of jeans in this darker wash color. Everything that I have is like a blue jean lighter wash, and I've been searching for something that was a bit darker for so long, so I'm very happy with my purchase. I just got back from lunch and going to Barnes & Noble's with my dad, and I did end up getting some books courtesy of my dad. I had a few books that I either have on my TBR or I saw them and added them to my TBR. So I went between a few options. I looked at It's a Love Story by Annabelle Monaghan. That looks like a really good read, but I was like, I don't just want to buy a book just to buy it. So I kept looking and I remembered this beauty. This is The Serpent and the Wings of the Night by Carissa Broadbent. I have seen this recommended a lot in If You Enjoyed Fourth Wing, you will also enjoy this book. I have been eyeing it for a while and I was like, you know what? I feel like this is the right purchase. It is like humans and vampires fantasy. The main character is a human adopted by a vampire king, and she has to enter into a competition, a tournament against other vampires and win, I guess, in order order to secure the crown. I don't know, it just sounds like a super fun read, so I felt like this was the right purchase. And then if you have watched any of my last few videos, you may know that I have just finished reading the Fourth Wing series. I think it might be one of my favorite, if not my favorite series that I've read. And when I circled back to the Fourth Wing section at the front of the store, I noticed that this paperback version of Fourth Wing said bonus content included, and I was like, I have not heard anything about bonus content in Fourth Wing. There are a few bonus chapters in the back of this from Zayden's POV, and I was like, oh, okay, I want that. And honestly, this costs the same as It's a Love Story. And I was like, you know what? I know I'm gonna read Fourth Wing. I loved the series. I really want it in my collection. And I was like, I'm getting this one. Pretty much all of my books, except for one, are paperback. And I was like, you know what? This is the right choice. It also has the sprayed edges on the side. I'm very excited for whenever my next Fourth Wing reread is, for it to be with an actual physical copy. I actually found out that my local library on Libby has the graphic audio for Fourth Wing, which, if you don't know, graphic audios are audiobooks recorded to sound like movies. Like, they'll have sound effects and music and everything. Like, it's basically listening to a movie, but obviously it's the book. And I had seen a few clips of the graphic audio online, and I was like, oh man, like, I'd love to listen to it. The other day I decided to look on my Libby to see if they had it, and they did. So I did reserve the first book, parts 1 and part 2 of the graphic audio. They do say that they won't be available for 6 weeks, so I am waiting on that. Okay, so I ended up putting my copy of Fourth Wing here on this shelf. I put it under this copy that I have of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, which is one of my all-time favorite books. I literally have like a whole zoo of animals. Yeah. Chiquita! She got a little scared of Dino because he got too close to her and made her jump. Now they're all following me, even though they don't get along. Well, Dino and Gato get along, but Chiquita's a little scared of Gato and Dino, but she's always been a scaredy cat. Chiquita, come on! Like, seriously, I have a whole zoo. It's a bit later, and I'm about to do a trial run for my makeup for the ateez concert. I just want to do a trial run because I really want to lock down the look that it is that I'm going to do. I want to do more like a silvery, slightly darker eye for day one, so I'm not really used to doing makeup like that. I'm not going to do a full face of makeup. I'm kind of just going to like focus on my eyes. Okay, so I have like a smoky something situation going on here. I want to use this silver, but I feel like the last time that I used it, it was very strong. So I'm gonna like put some on my hand. Okay. This is always like my better makeup eyes. I'm scared of whatever I just did. Maybe this is why people use the tape. Do I just need to like blend up here? Okay, what's bothering me is like this here. This has turned into a whole different beast. I don't necessarily hate it. Real, recognize real. Something is working here. I think I got like the angle that works. Okay, so basically all in all, I don't know what I fully did to get here. I'm gonna do the other side and see how I like it, and then I'll be back. Here is what I have for both of my eyes. This eye's definitely a little worse. However, it is that I did this eye was better. I'm gonna see if I can manage that on the day of the concert. Happy Sunday. If you watched my video last week, you may know that I started crocheting a little Fourth Wing inspired crochet project. I've been crocheting this little mini sleeping dragon. I'm almost done. I just have to add these little horns on the side and sew them on, then sew it into a sleeping position and add the little eyes. Let's get on with that. Okay, so I'm finishing up my little dragon. I just wanted to show what it looks like. I'm currently sewing the head and the tail together. I actually used the yarn from this horn. I just sewed it through the head so that I can sew the tail and the head together. I think this is a good position. Yeah, it looks so cute. And then I basically just have to add like the little like sleeping C-shape eyes, and then I'm done. Just finished it. Here it is. I feel like it's super cute. A few months ago, in one of my videos, I included a little January to March music recap, and I had a lot of fun doing that. So I thought I would do one for April to June, the second quarter of the year, and just share what music I've been listening to. So starting in April, for whatever reason, I didn't have that much new music that I was listening to, just a few new songs, one of those being Blind Eyes Red by Minnie. I love this song so much. It just has such a good, like, dark, sultry vibe to it. When I tell you, I legitimately had it on repeat. I would get in the car and just listen to it 2-3 times in a row. Like, I love this song. It is chef's kiss. Another song I had on repeat was Wait on Me by Kai. It has a very, like, R&B smooth vibe, which his songs tend to have. Next up, I did have Gnarly by Cat's Eye. When I first heard this song, I legit almost crashed out because I was like, what is this? But you know what? The Cat's Eye members were right. You just need a second to get used to it, and the girls that get it. And I did get it. And a new discovery, I had Getaway by The Internet. Honestly, I'm just gonna play a preview of it. I love songs like that just have like a good beat, and the vocals are so good. Next up, I had Bliss by Tyla. I love Tyla. She has such a beautiful voice, and honestly, none of her songs have ever missed for me, and Bliss was exactly that. This was another song that I had on repeat, and I would listen to it like 2-3 times in a row. Call It Off by Emotional Oranges and Jaehyun. This song to me feels like a very summer afternoon, windows down in the car drive song. Probably what is topping the charts for me in these whole 3 months. Pink Panther's mixtape. It's called Fancy That, and honestly, every single track on this on repeat, but specifically my two favorites are Noises and Stateside. I love listening to the album from top to bottom because she has the tracks like flow into one another, which is also something that I love in music. I just feel like it makes the experience so much immersive. Like, honestly, if I have to recommend you anything from this whole music recap, it has to be this mixtape, this album. Literally perfection. Anything she touches turns to gold. Truly, I love Pink Panthers. Next up, of course, we have Karol G. She first released her single Latina Forever, which is so good. Her whole album that she released is so good. My other favorite from that, along with Latina Forever, is Y Bonita. 17 also released an album which I loved. My favorite tracks from that album were Bad Influence, which was produced by Pharrell Williams. Now, this album overall consisted of mostly their solo tracks, so my favorites out of those were, of course, Scoop's My Bias, his song Jungle, Damage, which was Hoshi's song, and that was produced by Timbaland, and it is so good. That might be my favorite track on the album. And then Trigger, which is Dino's solo. J-Hope's song Killing It Girl, ooh, such like a good dance hip-hop-ish track. I loved it. Again, another song that had a chokehold on me. It still does. I will listen to it on repeat because it's just that good, and the performances are also just so fun to watch. Another track that's super good, very much more like hyper pop-y, True Religion by Shy Girl and Isabella Love Story. This was actually a recommendation from my best friend Sophie. Like a very good like poppy, electronic-y dance track. Honestly, I don't know if it's like corny or not to include, but the K-pop Demon Hunters soundtrack did have a chokehold on me. All of the songs like Golden, Free, Your Idol, What It Sounds Like, the music was just so good, and I was listening to them on repeat, so I feel like it's only right to include in this music recap. Honestly, a lot of K-pop, as usual, I've said it before, but K-pop is so saturated and there's so many releases that it's always going to take up a good chunk of my new music because there's just always so much of it coming out that I'm always consuming new music with it. If you're interested in listening to any of these songs, I did make a playlist of this recap and it is going to be in the description of this video, so feel free to check it out. If you do listen and enjoy any of the tracks, let me know in the comments what you like. Also, if based on what you've seen my music taste is, you have any song recommendations, I'm always open to song recommendations, so let me know. Hello, so I'm actually editing this video now and I realized that I didn't film an outro, so I just wanted to say that I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you will consider liking and subscribing and sticking around for another one if you did, and thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.